Medieval India, Chapter number 2, Northern India, Age of Three Empires, from the 8th to the 10th century. A number of powerful empires arose in northern India and Deccan between AD 750 and 1000. These were Pala Empire, which dominated eastern India till the middle of the 9th century, and the Pratihara Empire, which dominated western India and the upper Gangetic Valley till the middle of the 10th century, and the Rashtrakuta Empire, which dominated the Deccan and also controlled territory in North and South India at various times. Each of these empires, although they fought among themselves, provided stable conditions of life over large areas and gave patronage to arts and letters. Of the three, the Rashtrakuta Empire lasted the longest. It was not only the most powerful empire of the time, but also acted as a bridge between the North and the South India in economic as well as cultural matters. The struggle for domination, the Palas. Since the days of Harsha, Kannauj was considered the symbol of sovereignty of North India, a position which Delhi was to acquire later. Control of Kannauj also implied control of the upper Gangetic Valley and its rich resources in trade and agriculture. In addition, the Palas and the Pratiharas clashed with each other for the control of the area extending from Banaras to South Bihar, which again had rich resources and well developed traditions. The Pratihara clashed with the Rashtrakutas also. The Pala Empire was founded by Gopala, probably in 750 when he was elected king by the notable men of the area to end the anarchy prevailing there. He was succeeded in 770 by his son Dharmapala, who ruled till 810. Dharmapala was defeated by the Rashtrakuta ruler Dhruva, who had earlier defeated the Pratihara ruler. But after these signal victories, Dhruva returned to the Deccan, leaving the field free to Dharmapala, who occupied Kannauj and held the Grand Darbar there, which was attended by vassal rulers from Punjab, eastern Rajasthan, etc. But Dharmapala could not consolidate his control over Kannauj. The Pratihara power revived under the Nagabhatta II. Dharampala fell back and was defeated near Munger. Bihar and modern East UP remained the bone of contention between the Palas and the Pratiharas. Through Bihar, in addition to Bengal, remained under the control of Palas for most of the time. Failure in the north compelled the Pala rulers to turn their energies in other directions. Devapala, the son of Dharmapala, who succeeded to the throne in 810, ruled for 40 years, extended his control over the Pragyotishpur, Assam, and parts of Odisha. Probably a part of modern Nepal was also brought under Pala suzerainty. Thus, for about 100 years, from the middle of the 8th to the middle of the 9th century, the Pala rulers dominated eastern India. For some time, their control extended up to Varanasi. Their power also attested to by an Arab merchant, Suleiman, who visited India in the middle of the 9th century and wrote an account of it. He calls the Pala kingdom the Ruma, or Dharma, short for Dharmapala, and says that the Pala ruler was at war with his neighbors, the Pratiharas and the Rashtrakutas, but his troops were more numerous than his adversaries. He tells us that it was customary for the Pala king to be accompanied by a force of 50,000 elephants, and that 10 to 15,000 men of his army were employed in fulling and washing clothes. The strength of his army can thus be imagined. Information about the Palas is also provided to us by Tibetan chronicles. Although these were written down in the 17th century, according to these, the Pala rulers were great patrons of Buddhist learnings and religion. The Nalanda University, which has been famous all over the Eastern world, was revived by Dharmapala and 200 villages were set apart for meeting its expenses. He also founded the Vikramshila University, which became second only to Nalanda in fame. It was located on top of a hill on the banks of the Ganga in the Magad amidst pleasant surroundings. The Palas built many viharas in which a large number of Buddhist monks lived. The Pala rulers also had close cultural relations with Tibet. The noted Buddhist scholars Santarikshita and Dipankara, called Atisha, were invited to Tibet and they introduced a new form of Buddhism there. As a result, many Tibetan Buddhists flocked to universities of Nalanda and Vikramshila for study. Thank you everyone for tuning in. In the next part, we'll start with the next paragraph. All the best for exams. Do share and subscribe the channel for more videos. Thank you everyone.